Hi everyone, welcome to Homeschool Autism Life. My name is Jamie, and today's video, it is a continuation of my open collaboration with Rooted in Rest and the Waldock Way, as they've been trying to reach out to new homeschool parents who may be overwhelmed by the amount of choices they have to make and figure all of this stuff out. So I completely understand. 3 years ago, I was in the midst of trying to figure out what I was going to do for my autistic son. As the school said, you get to home educate him now, and I'm like, because that was not in the plans. And so one of the big things that I was very confused by when I was watching videos on homeschool was something called the morning basket. And it was something so foreign to me that it took me watching a lot of videos to try and pinpoint what it was about and what it was meant for or things to do. And I don't know, maybe I was just silly and dense, but I just could not, and it took me a long time to figure it out. So for me, the way I figured it is, morning basket is just a gentle way to go from bleary-eyed morning me to a homeschool, let's get down to work. And the morning basket kind of serves as a buffer for that. It is time where you are focusing, but it's a little less formal, as in you're not sitting down at desks or at the table or whatever. Usually for us, we do it in the living room with my son Darian. And so that's what that's about. But it was really confusing to me because it is such a homeschool thing. So the great thing is that I do have a basket, but I don't usually bring it out. But this is what we're using for a bunch of different things. But specifically, I talked last time about how I'm doing a curriculum called Gather Around Homeschool, which is unit study, which we're doing. And so I do them in 6-week blocks. And so the books that I have here are only for that 6-week block. And then I will move into my next unit, and the books in here will be for that. So when it's time for morning basket time, we go into the living room and I read them a story. Or my daughter, if she wants to, can read a chapter as well. So yeah, that was what the premise is. That's why what I do with this. The other things in here, there's shells and stuff like that. My husband actually went to South Africa, and so at the end of our term, the last lesson in that unit study is South Africa, and so then they can look through all of the awesome things that Daddy brought home from South Africa. But the rest of them are our morning read alouds, and I only take one book out at a time, and so I'm just going to show you what those are. If the World Were a Village is one of the books that I will read every time we study a continent. This really old book, The Story of David Livingstone, children's hero series, excuse me. And I just love the cute little what do you call it, illustrations and stuff that I'm super pumped and excited to read to the kids. So that was a treasure that someone found for us. A Long Walk to Water is one of the ones that we will read. And then I have 2 books here, and I'm not sure if we're going to actually be able to go through both of them. Probably not. But I'm going to read The Elephant Whisperer, and it's just about a man who had a reserve in Africa, and these elephants needed a place to stay, and he had no idea how to take care of them. And so he's talking about all of the things that he needed to do to figure out how to take care of them. So I thought that that would be a fun one. So for morning read aloud time, you're trying to get your kids to get in that place where they're able to focus and stuff. And I found it was particularly hard for two of my children because we did it for about 3 or 4 months during the whole COVID-19 school. And so I have adjusted my plans a little bit to compensate for the changes. So my son in particular, he's the one who has autism. I choose to make his breakfast because he's not an eat first thing in the morning. I choose to make his breakfast right at read aloud time, so that he has a chance to focus and eat his food but listen to the story. Otherwise, he tends to like try and run away or do something else because we're invading his living room. And then my youngest, she had adenoid and tonsil issues, but also some eye therapy issues, which means that Greenland Pops asked Daddy in the phone. One of the things too that she, because of that eye issue, she tends to be very impetuous. She gets something in her head and she goes and she does it. And so I really wanted to focus on her being less disruptive by getting her a coloring book. So this is what my girls are going to be doing while we do our read aloud. And it's just a lot of fun pictures that they can do. And we'll bring out our art caddy. So all the pencils and markers that they would need will go into the living room with us, plus our book. Excuse me, and that is what they're going to do while I do the read aloud. So it'll keep them busy, but they'll still be able to hear and focus. And I'm really excited about how Morning Basket just transfers us from really tired, really grumpy, maybe fighting with each other, my girls in particular, and then being able to transfer from that, you know, quiet, relaxed time to, okay, let's get out your math and do your other subjects. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope that you are enjoying and are not overwhelmed with the process of doing school with your kids, because it is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Thanks for watching, guys. I, again, hope you have a wonderful day of homeschooling with your kiddos. God bless you all. Bye-bye.